Okay, so just last week, the World Series of Poker started, and I just want to discuss my plans and strategies for this year's World Series. I'll be out there June 15th to June 19th, and then again at the end of July and beginning of July. I'm not a tournament player. I never was a tournament player. I've been out at the World Series every single year for the past like 3 or 4 years, predominantly playing cash games and the little sit-and-goes they have, or the little satellites to the bigger events. I will play a couple events this year. This is the first time I probably will play a couple of No Limit Hold'em events and a couple of PLO events. We'll see. So hopefully I win a bracelet or something, or just at least cash. We'll see. But my main goal to go down there is to play the cash games and the sit and goes. So essentially what happens is a lot of players will get knocked out of a tournament and then just sit down at a cash game and tilt off a ton of cash. And there's a ton of value there because you're going to get players that are tilty and frustrated and players that are not that good. And those are the kind of games that I really want to get myself into, so I will definitely be down there for that. Also, I'm very good at sit and goes, the single table tournaments. So they have these small sit and goes that if you win, you satellite to the event. And I will be probably grinding those depending on the dynamics there. A couple of predictions. I'm going to predict a bracelet by Brian O'Donoghue or Christopher George. I'm going to say that now, so if they win, I can like rewind and say it. They're two friends, two very good players. Christopher George is a really good mixed game player. I think one of the best based on my discussions with him in some of his videos. And also, Brian's won like 2 rings in the past, like a couple months or something like that. And he's got a good momentum going. I think he's going to do well also. From what I understand and from what I've spoken to a lot of friends out in the World Series right now, the fields are a lot smaller and a lot tougher. So I don't know how true that is. That's what they say. I'm gonna see what it's like when I get down there. But I can't imagine them being that much tougher, just because the World Series of Poker is just filled with so many terrible players. Just because somebody has 10K or has 5K or has $1,000 to buy in a tournament doesn't mean they're good. That's the cool thing about poker. Anybody can play. Just because you played in the World Series doesn't make you a world-class player. I'll sit at like 1-2 games every once in a while, and so I played event 37 at the World Series, and everybody's like, oh wow, really? You play the World? It doesn't mean anything. It means you have $1,000 to go play the World Series. That's all it means. It doesn't mean you're good. Win a bracelet. If you win a bracelet, it doesn't mean much. If I come home with a bracelet, it doesn't mean anything. It means I won a bracelet, that's it. If I come home with 10 or 12, or if I, over the course of 5 years, win 10 bracelets, like some of these guys, even Phil Hellmuth, for all the shit he gets, he wins. I mean, he wins a lot of tournaments consistently, which indicates that he's a good player. You need a lot of luck to do well in these tournaments. I mean, super, super, super big fields. And you're gonna need to run well that day in order to make some cash. But I will be staying at the Encore. I always stay at the Encore when I really don't stay anywhere else. So Encore is my favorite hotel. If anybody's down in the World Series during June 15th and June 19th, please hit me up in the comments below. We'll go have drinks or go talk or whatever. If you're in a tournament, I'll be happy to rail you, or you could rail me, or we could have that kind of exchange. It's good to have like a team when you're down there. I will be out there with a bunch of friends. A bunch of my friends have houses. They rent out houses for the month, so I'll be visiting them, and I'll be running around Vegas, just doing my thing. And I'll keep everybody updated. I'm gonna have like a series while I'm up there. I'll be filming at the Encore. I'll be filming in the car ride on the way to the World Series. Do a lot of cool stuff just to keep everybody updated for those of you who aren't being there. And any questions about the World Series? In terms of tournaments, I'm not the best person to ask. I will forward them to my friends who've been doing this for years, and I will also interview some of these people with your questions at the World Series. Some of my friends will stop by at the Encore and we'll have a little interview session, because I don't feel that I'm 100% qualified to talk about tournaments, just because I don't really have that great of experience, except for sit and goes. Large tournaments, large events, I really haven't played any of them. So I don't really want to talk about something I'm not sure about. Cash games during the World Series, I can talk about for hours. They're juicy. That's basically my lesson there. So any questions about the World Series, or if you want to meet up, shoot in the comments downtown, right below you. All right?